Namaste, and welcome to Namaste Today in the Zodiac Weather. My name is Christopher Witecki. I am the Sensei to Sirius Joy, here to help you stand in your heart and walk in the light. Love casting live in 5 dimensions in the beautiful Temple of Gaia. It's now December 1st on Monday, 2014, and today, Step 9, I Act, I Am, rules the day. Now, in the 11 steps to Sirius Joy, it's not until Step 9 that we take action in our lives. So today it's time to take action. And if you don't know what action to take, or you are reluctant to take action, this might cast into anxiety or a little bit of nervousness today. So that is a potential. But what we want to do is channel this action into performance. And because the sun is in Sagittarius, our actions today are creating belief, supporting belief, and because of a grand trine of fire, light casting faster than usual. I'll have more on that in Planet Soup. But before we dive into the actions of the day and how to pull off the actions of the day, let's first tame our brain, shall we? With the phrase of the day. I am what I believe. Today, my actions show for it. I am what I believe, and today my actions show for it. Now, if you don't believe what you are, what you believe, go back and watch the early Namastes up until Step 9, because we've been working on discarding what's not us, aligning our hearts, understanding the structure of triangle beliefs in the architecture of incarnation. So today it's time to take that belief and run. I am what I believe, and today my actions show for it. So in other words, another way to look at this today is we're programming our brain here. If we don't believe in something, today is not a day to do it. Do not do what you don't believe in today. Because of the energies of the way the planets line up today, things move faster. And because today everyone else is taking their action, we don't know what playing ground we'll have next. So this is not a day to retrograde on what you believe. And stay in your heart if you have any doubts. I am what I believe. Today my actions show for it. Now, the serious step of the day is Step 9, and that means our quantum intention is to take action. What will make us feel joy today is getting something done. Maybe not complete per se, but at least in motion. And to add fuel to the fire, Creator is so beautiful with theme, right? The moon is in Aries, the action energy, the Step 9 energy, and emotions are aggressive. So our emotions are with us. You know, sometimes you don't feel like it. Not today. Emotions are there as well. And by tonight's sky, there is a chance of showers when the moon crosses over Uranus. I'll talk about this in Planet Soup. And there might be an emotional breakdown, calling for you to step it up when it comes to the way you respond to yourself. Now, looking at the ruling chakras. For starters, when it comes to Sagittarius, we're talking about our beliefs. And beliefs light cast out through our third eye. We quest out a vision. And belief structure fills in all the details. That's the great thing about beliefs. You don't have to sit there and tell God, give me this with this and this and this. Creator, the Matrix, whatever you want to call it, goes and looks up your beliefs in the Akashic, comes back and manifests it for you. So what we believe is so important, and what we say we believe is more important too, and what we act on in our beliefs is even more important. Now today, all this aggression energy and Step 9 means our root chakra is lit up. That is the I am energy. This is when my leg wants to bounce all the time, I've noticed, when the action energy is really intense. And if you find yourself with anxiety, if you find yourself having nervousness, this is a time to put in action. Even exercise will make you feel better and rebalance the chakras for you. So let's look at Planet Soup. What does Creator have cooking up in the stars? Well, the sun is at 9 degrees Sagittarius. That means we are coming to the completion of the first chapter, or Decade 1, of the sun in Sagittarius. And this is a big deal, mostly because Saturn will come into this space here in about 24 days. And when it does, that means it's kind of like Creator slapping you on the back. These belief structure changes are going to stick like glue and have consequences, Saturn consequences. In other words, Saturn's going to make it all move forward even more aggressively later. I'll talk more about that later, and I talk more about that in the Megascope Monthlies. But the important point of today is that we are leaving Decade 1 of Sagittarius, and so it's time to basically move forward with our own religion. Right? What is our philosophy with ourself and how we operate within ourself? We may not know what comes around the corner for the next 20 days, but if you know your own religion, if you know your own philosophy that you live by, then everything can be tested against that. Now, looking at the planets, we've got a party going on in Sagittarius. That's always the case. We have Mercury, we have the Sun, and we have Venus. And Saturn is back in Scorpio, putting tests on us. In fact, we are moving forward, Saturn says, with our new boundaries. But the reason why things are accelerating so quickly is because of this grand trine in fire. The sun has now replaced the grand trine, and so now we are trining between Jupiter at 22 Leo and Uranus in Aries. Today, the moon will cross over Uranus. And what this means, that's tonight at about 6 p.m. Eastern, like I said. When the moon crosses over Uranus, this will be a call for us to respond differently. In other words, to up the ante, to grow up. Anywhere we're not feeling strong, we may have to stand up and do it anyways, that sort of thing. But this might also just be the gentle experience of a new strong you, and that's what Uranus in Aries is doing. It's redefining what actions we should do or not. So at the time of taking step in action, we're also living by a new action philosophy. And maybe that is no war and just peace, that sort of thing. But Saturn, as I said, is at step 27. Step 27 reports to Mars, action. So all this action energy, Saturn in Scorpio, though, means that we are putting a final action to emotional boundaries we spent 2 years working on. So it is time, in this philosophy that you're creating, in this new religion that you're living by, make sure it 100% honors the emotional boundaries that you must maintain for yourself and others right now. This is not a time to retrograde on that either. And Disco Jupiter is at step 22, but in 8 days we'll go retrograde. This is the third part of that grand trine. And what this is doing is expanding our heart, expanding our love potential. And the last time the universe did this sort of expansion was between 2001 and 2002. So we are now expanding our hearts, and that's a big part of that grand trine. Live by your philosophies, redefine who you are by your actions, and crystallize it into a new religion. That is the essence of what the planets are saying. Then Mars, look at this, in perfect time at 27, Grandmaster 27, also reporting to a 9, won't be 27 tomorrow, by the way. Isn't this amazing how all the 9s will add up? This is why step astrology is so clear to me, because the degrees tell you everything of how things are harmonizing in the chords that we're making. But at step 27 Capricorn, that means that we are moving forward, whether or not people notice, with a new set of rules for ourselves. And of course, we will officiate those rules when the sun goes into Capricorn, but now we are daringly moving ahead anyways, and I think that's cool. And so now let's look at today's Sensei sunrise. So I'm bringing in our little beautiful winter themes here. Today, the serious step of the day is step 9, and I want to continue helping you understand how the consciousness adds what I call the architecture of incarnation. There are basically 3 decans in astrology. People may or may not know this, and so there's always a chapter 1, a chapter 2, and a chapter 3. And these, in essence, do have big different focuses of our consciousness. They're always the same in structure, but they change as far as what state of awareness we're working on. So because we're in Sagittarius right now, we're working on our belief structure, or step 3 in the 11 steps to Sirius joy. And in the early decan, the first decan, we're really talking about our religion. So everything's from step 0 to 10 is creating consciousness that deals with the way we relate to ourselves, our own religion, what our philosophy is with our own heart, what our own philosophy is with ourselves, our philosophy is with our emotions, our philosophy is with God, our philosophy is with this, all what we believe about ourselves, all right? Then from step 10 to step 20, we are moving into the architecture of our acting beliefs. And this is what we're leaping to now. So we're leaping out of religion, and we're moving to our active beliefs. Whoops, wrong button. Here we go. I brought some arrows in. So today we're at step 9, right there. So step 9 is we're going to take action, and what we're taking action to is to create a new foundation, step 10, of belief structure, and this new foundation of how we operate inside of ourselves becomes our foundation to our acting beliefs. And we'll talk more about this when we go into this juncture of consciousness, but our acting beliefs are our beliefs in action. So it's like when we were performing, when we're at work, are you living by, this is where, people can have a certain religion, but then their acting beliefs are different. And that's a person who's out of integrity, right? You've built false consciousness on top of consciousness, and there's no integrity between the bottom and the top. So this is why it's important to act on your beliefs in accordance to how you philosophy live inside of yourself, or you start manifesting weird stuff. And then the mastery of Sagittarius, after our acting beliefs, our beliefs in motion, are our beliefs as far as our life purpose and our future vision. I don't know why I can't speak today. And our future vision. So in essence, we're going to upgrade everything from our me-legend to our acting beliefs to our life purpose. The entire world, with Saturn moving into this energy, is going to radically change everything in their personal me-legend all the way up to life purpose and future vision. And that means that what the world is aiming for today will not necessarily be what the world is aiming for, I would say, in 1 year. And those of us who are accelerated in our growth will notice that that we see probably after this, probably New Year's Eve, according to the Megascopes I just recorded, we'll all be pretty clear on what we believe and what we believe it is. Now will be a time to act on it, see if it is true, right? So today it's about taking action and moving forward with what you believe in about yourself. Live in accordance to your philosophy. Live in accordance to your belief. And step 9 is I am. So I am means that I become. I am. I am a philosopher. I am an astrologer. I am the sensei to Sirius joy. I believe in these things about myself. I am these things, and my actions reflect it today. Now, just to leave you with a little interesting note, I don't believe the first operating belief structure really works or is working until step 12. Why step 12? Step 12 is the Grandmaster Proficient step of the second decan. And after the 11 steps, we are in integrity. So it's at step 12, I believe, that this is the learning step if you've been watching before, but it's in, I guess I'm saying is it's not for 9 plus 12, 12 minus 9, right? It's not for that many days that we will fully feel like we have our beliefs in order. So my point is that today when you're taking action, you kind of feel like the Fool card. You don't necessarily know if you're going to end up landing or not. It truly is a test of belief, and somewhere in your life you might be called to just belief with no evidence, and in about 3 days you'll start to see the evidence. So ponder that, my friend, and I'll be right back after this with the Daily Gong. You know, there's a secret in your birthday to courage, and courage leads to love. Are you ready to find out the truth? I have the answer. You too can find the truth if you dare. All that and more at secretsofbirthdays.com. The Secrets of Birthdays Love and Lust Report, as well as my personal readings, are available at soulmart.me. Well, when I was away at the break, unfortunately my second file is not opening. I don't know what's going on with my technology, and I apologize. It's been nothing but trouble. But unfortunately I won't have the Zodiac weather for you today, but I want to get Namaste out there today. Today's gong is to act on according to who you are. What you are is what you become. So today, act on your beliefs. Only act in according to what you believe, and let the other things slide beside. I'll see you tomorrow with more. Remember, I love you, and I'm grateful. Live, love, be. This is just so ironic. So